Hello. So I'm going to talk about transitions and how difficult they can be, especially when people haven't lived through them. They have no comprehension as to what it is you're going through. Hi, I'm Saskia, Devotional Goddess. And today I was reflecting upon when I taught my first yoga teacher training. There was a student there who was a single mother. And she made reference to, I make sure my child is always in bed by a certain time because I just need time for myself. And I was like, really? What for? And she said, well, just to pay bills and stuff. And now being a single mother, I have a complete understanding of what she was talking about. You can't always put to words what it is you do, but you do know what you need to do to survive, to remain in balance. And that alone time at the end of a day where you get to just review the day, clean up, prepare for the next day, all these things that parents do. As a single parent, you're doing the whole gamut, as well as balancing the books, as well as, bringing in enough income for the whole unit, as well as taking care of yourself, making sure that you've got nourishing foods. So planning and strategy is so key. And to have other people who understand what it is that you hold and what it is that you go through. The same when I was a lot younger and I was traveling around South America and Central America. I remember traveling for a short period with this German guy, and he was saying that his sister had moved to the States and how tough it was for her. And I was like, really? And he's like, yeah, I don't really know. Something about, the TV, not growing up with the same TV and memories of all that. And I couldn't comprehend why that would be so hard until I moved countries myself. I moved from England to the Netherlands because I was like, my parents are Dutch, I'm Dutch. I've never lived in Holland. I want to know what it's like to be a Dutch girl. So I moved. I came to realize that my Dutch wasn't as good as I thought it was. But it is incredibly hard to start over somewhere. It takes a good 2 to 3 years to make anywhere home. And in this day and age with technology, it might be a little less. But it's about building relationships. It's about bonds. And with social media, we're able to communicate so much more with so many people around the world. And we may have already built up or begun relationships online before we've actually moved there. But it is not easy being a transplant. It doesn't matter if it's another state. It doesn't matter if it's another country. Yes, the language barrier does make a difference. But we have become so transient, and we are not close to our units, which liberates us in some ways, but also makes life harder and creates a handicap in many ways. That we don't have that structure of who to lean into, who to help hold you. And it frays our nervous system. It taxes us in ways that becomes normal, but we end up living life from a fragmented place. And we think that dysregulation is normal because we also see it around us. This constant dysregulation of the central nervous system, of people having short nerves. We have very few examples of what a steady, calm, grounded human being is. And sometimes when we come across that person and we really feel their grounding and their depth, and it's not just a grounding in the physical body, it's a groundedness in their psyche, a deep connection to who they are as a soul, not just a physical human being. So if you're on a spiritual journey, if you're looking to deepen because you know there's more of you to discover, more understanding of how to live a more balanced life. This is what I work with my clients. So that no matter where you are, you know how it is to come home to you. So that you don't need to explain to anybody else, so that you know how to self-soothe, that you know how to self-parent. You know how to be the best caregiver to yourself. And not just with the food, not just with your connection to your breath, but all of it. Because we are multi-dimensional beings, living on an earthly plane, with earthly problems, earthly stresses. And how do we function? How do we come back to center? How do we know how to remain in our hearts? Much love and many blessings. Bye for now. All my information is in my link in bio. I have a wonderful workshop coming up May 2nd. Don't miss it. Sign up. The early bird special is still valid until the 27th. So don't hesitate. Give this to yourself. You deserve it. Bye for now.